You'll intro, Kyle.
It's Saturday night. SNS time. Sam and I are live. Live. Well, we're all live, but we're live. We're about to do a ghost hunt tonight, so we're live on location. So we still got a real fun show for everybody tonight. We've got Stumbling Jedi. I mean, the show's complete, but we've got some comic reviews. We've got our worst title, our worst comic of the week, our best cover of the week. We've got news. We've got anime. We've got not Ish's segment because he's not here. So kick back, hang out. Let's get the intro going and let's rock this show. There's bugs everywhere.
Oh man, can you guys see this
yeah.
rainbow out here? Double rainbow.
What does it mean?
So we are at, where are we, Sam?
We're at the Bullion Plaza in Miami, Arizona. Miami is a mining town, and it's in the eastern part of Arizona and up in the mountains a little bit. So we do have a little bit of a poor signal, but we're here because we're doing a paranormal investigation with AZ Ghost Hunters, a local paranormal investigation crew for our other podcast, Thresholds of Reality. We're going to be here trying to make contact with the ghost. My daughter, when she heard about I was coming here, she goes, "You're looking for ghosts? Are you trying to talk to them?" It's like, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So that's the whole idea why we're here. It's beautiful location right now because the clouds and everything. It's been raining a lot recently, so it's nice and cool. I'll show you guys a little bit of the exterior of the building here. Kind of looks like the courthouse from Back to the Future. So you can save the clock tower.
Save the clock
tower. We're up
Save the clock tower. So I've got...
We're a little bit different location.
My K2 meter's already going off.
Kyle's got his K2 meter.
He's picking
wow,
up the...
that's highly active. So
we've got some active stuff going on right here.
Wait, what exactly is a
this
K2 meter?
It detects electromagnetic fields.
So what it's picking up right now is the my cell phone signal.
Okay.
My cell phone. It's
a stud finder, and it's going off because Kyle's right there, and Stumbling Jedi's in the other screen.
So, like, if you get, it's picking up. So, and then I got my voice recorder, so that when we talk to spirits, we can try to capture something. And I know Sam's going to go help out. That's probably why we had to be here at 5, because we were probably supposed to help out and set up. But
yeah,
whoops,
we didn't know that out here.
Whoopsie, huh?
So what we wanted to do was give you guys just a little sneak peek so you can check out Thresholds of Reality, check out what we got going on there. But hopefully we can get through my anime stuff, and then I can go help set up, and then you guys can finish off the rest of the show.
And if he gets done in time, he can hop back on.
Yeah.
And his buddy Brian's out here, and he's wearing a kilt.
I don't make his fashion choices for him. He's the man. It marches to the beat of his own drummer.
He marches to the beat of his own kilt.
I was thinking about you guys today, and I was looking around. Yeah, dude, I was looking around Barnes & Noble looking for some like supernatural books, and what popped in my head was the movie White Noise with Michael Keaton. I'm sure you guys have you seen that?
Yeah.
I immediately like thought of that movie. I was like, oh man, that's those guys right now.
It's gonna be more like Ghost, and Kyle's gonna be sitting there, and then Sam's gonna just creep up behind him, and Kyle's gonna
And
like,
we're gonna make some
freak
beautiful pottery love together.
out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're gonna look like penises. That's
Uh,
not pottery, Kyle. It is for me.
there
Make
are a
me
lot
one.
of bugs out here, though. Kyle was right about the bugs.
So, yep. So if you want, let's get started on anime.
That's just Kyle practicing his kung fu to ward off the spirits that are gonna follow him home. All right, so we're gonna start with anime.
Yep. All right, so we have 2 One Punch Man stories to cover this week. So One Punch Man season 3 is finally in production. It's been something like 5 years since season 2. They're going to continue the Monster Association Garo arc in season 3, and that's what the key visual is all about. Is you have Saitama on the left, you have monsterized Garo on the right, and hopefully they give us enough episodes to kind of at least get halfway through the remainder of that arc, and they don't keep us waiting a whole lot longer for the finale of that arc. They just started production, or they just announced production. I'm sure they've already been in production. There's no statement as to which studio is going to be doing the animation. It was with JC Studio the first season, and then the second season it moved somewhere else, and they didn't do as good a job as the first season. First season animation was game changing. Second season was a bit of a mess by comparison. So I think the reason why it's taken so long is to find a studio that has the capacity to deliver the animation quality of the first season without getting overwhelmed and having us wait forever to get a season 4, because there's going to be a lot more seasons of One Punch Man.
Kind of like this show.
Yeah. In other One Punch Man news, they just wrapped up the Garo Monster Association arc. So now, before they jump into the next story arc in One Punch Man, for those of you who follow the webcomic, you already know what it's going to be, or have an inkling of what it's going to be. There have been some changes, but it's either going to be the Neo heroes, or the ninjas, or the cyborgs. They have a lot to choose from.
Right now,
That was good timing on Kyle's part.
And so anyway, if we want to move to the next slide, this is the artist for One Punch Man. This is his Twitter account, and he says it's a new series from the next time, and what he's referring to is a new story arc from the next chapter. But I'm going to take a break for about a month from now. We will notify you as soon as the scheduled publication date of the new episode, meaning chapter, is decided. So we've got about a month hiatus for One Punch Man. They usually come out about once every 2 weeks or every 10 days. So you get maybe 2 or 3 chapters a month. And so the next month, we're not going to get any chapters. And hopefully they come back sooner, it doesn't become extended beyond a month. But look for more One Punch Man in October or late September. The next bit of news, we're going to be covering 2 Dragon Ball Super bits. So Dragon Ball Super Superhero came out in theaters on Thursday night. It's going to be in theaters as long as it's profitable. They're not doing a limited run. They're doing just a regular run. You can get it subtitled or dubbed. I went and saw it with my sons dubbed. They have all the same voice actors who've been doing the Dragon Ball dub since forever, all the voices you're familiar with. Now, this story of Dragon Ball Superhero is very different from any other Dragon Ball movie that are generally Goku and Vegeta centric. This one is Piccolo and Gohan centric, but emphasis more on Gohan's family in total, not just Gohan.
So fighting at Thanksgiving.
Kind of. There's not a Thanksgiving scene, but there might as well be. There's a lot of kind of family drama. You get to see what kind of a dad Gohan is. What's that?
Bet she's a dick.
He's just kind of absentee, like Goku was. And
Very much
Piccolo,
like his own father.
yeah, Piccolo he's like the Yondu Udanta of the Dragon Ball family. You know, Goku's his father, but Piccolo's his daddy. And you know, Piccolo raised him, trained him after Goku died in Dragon Ball Z, and so it really explores kind of the evolution of that relationship over the last few years. You know, it's been probably 15 years in story since those early events, or since the end of Dragon Ball Z, maybe. And so you get to see kind of the evolution of that relationship, and it's really a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the movie. It's done in a different animation style. They kind of do some 3D CG animation, but they try to keep it cell shaded so it still looks somewhat 2D. There are some little nitpicky details that I didn't enjoy, like if a character was really far off in the distance, their animation looked a little weird. I'm going to try and keep the sun out of the camera. But otherwise, the story was fun. There's a lot of surprises. It's not just black and white. There's some, as far as like the good and evil stuff, there's some different character motivations, and people surprise you with some choices that they make. And I think overall it was a lot of fun. I'm not going to say it's you know, Oscar worthy material, but I would give it a 3 out of 5 stars. So it's definitely worth checking out, paying for it to see at least once in the theaters. And if you're a real big Dragon Ball fan, you probably see it 2 or 3 times and really enjoy it.
I enjoyed it for the most part, but there, like you said, there were some animation parts that kind of got on my nerves, like especially when Broly's walking across the screen. It looks very jittery.
Yeah.
And then like the shading, it seems like Goku, they like over shaded Goku and Vegeta almost to where it's like washing them out. But otherwise, I mean, I felt like the story was a little bit rushed too. They were trying to get to the big bad at the end and they rushed right to it. But otherwise it was a fun time. It was a good Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil too much, but there's some transformations to check out, new ones that haven't been revealed in either the manga or the anime, and they don't have names really. There was one that they gave a name, it was kind of ridiculous, but another one that didn't get a name in the story. So those are some fun things to look forward to. You know, Dragon Ball fans always look for new transformations. So check it out. I'd say it's worth looking at least once. And in Dragon Ball Super manga news, they revealed this week a new transformation for Frieza. Frieza's back in the story, and they introduced Frieza Black, or Black Frieza. They just finished up a story arc, and I guess they're teasing the next one which is this battle against Black Frieza. So for those of you who are not familiar, Frieza was resurrected using the Dragon Balls, so that they could fight in the Tournament of Power, and he took on another transformation of Gold Frieza, and then in the latest chapter he reveals that he's got a new transformation, and I'll let you guys read that. You can read it for free on Viz.com. You can also read it on Manga Plus, the Manga Plus app, and see how it is that Frieza unlocked this new transformation.
So, Stumbling Jedi, on your recommendation, picked up Chainsaw Man.
Oh, how'd it go?
I really enjoy it. I'm about halfway through with the first volume. I've been trying to read as much as I can this last week, but this is really good. And actually, it's harder to find than I thought it was going to be. A lot of the places are sold out of the first and second volumes.
Yeah, it's very good. You can read it digitally on Viz.com. They have for $2 a month, you can unlock the back issue chapters, but you can see the first 3 and the latest 3 chapters for free on Viz.com. And then to get all the rest of the chapters, you can pay $2 a month, or you can go pick up the hard copies. But it gets wild after the first volume. It just gets more and more wild. And
it's a great story. I mean, the guy he can't catch a break in this first volume. It's like, I know exactly how you feel, man.
Been there, done.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, it's
man.
One of my favorites.
Is that the link that you sent me, Kyle? Was the one that Sam was just talking about?
Yes.
I was afraid that might be like a dick video, so I didn't open it.
No, I was a dick video, but there wouldn't have been
Send
much.
them my way.
I said
send them my way.
You heard that, everybody. Instagram loves dick pics.
Yes.
All right.
Is there some kind of holiday in Japan that's going on next month? Because I know Dragon Ball is taking a month off too.
No, they did have a holiday last week. Dragon Ball, it might just be the authors are coming to. They just finished an arc, so the publisher is trying to take better care of its artists because it hasn't done that very well in the past, and artists are getting sick and having to take off time for recuperation. So they're probably just giving them a break at the end of the arc to let them kind of catch their breath before they jump into another one.
All right. Well, we'll bid adieu to Sam as he goes to set up cameras for his ghost hunt.
See you later, everybody.
Good luck, man.
Appreciate it.
And then there were 3.
Trace.
It's all right. We all know that the only thing your camera's going to catch is you creeping behind Sam and trying to scare him.
Yeah, I'm gonna poke him in the taint.
Hey, how big's that group? How big's that group of? You said it's the Arizona Ghost Hunters. Is that right?
I'm not sure. There's one. There's a number. I haven't seen. Like most people just walked inside. So there's about 10 cars here. So probably a decent little group of people.
Nice little turnout.
Bunch of you hear that.
And there's Sam. Hi, Sam. You know he's going to get put to work.
Sam's back.
I call him the machine. Because he's on Thresholds. He works like a machine to help get that show put together. Guests. You know, like we had our moon landing skeptic on yesterday.
That guy was awesome.
Yeah, and what did he say? 6 years to the world ends, right?
7 years. 2029.
You never know.
You guys enjoy these next few years before that rogue planet fucking comes and hits us.
So I'm totally going to quit my job and spend my life savings for the next 7 years. And when it doesn't happen, I'm suing the shit out of that guy.
Do it.
He seems pretty intelligent, man.
I'm kind of proud of you, Matt. You got 7 years of savings.
Right? Suing the shit out of that guy. I'm going to max out all my credit cards. And then when it doesn't happen, I'm going to sue the shit out of him to pay my debt.
Do it. So it was so let's get into some news.
All right. Some news.
What's the news?
Our first story tonight is Top Gun Maverick finally dethrones Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. Top Gun has successfully shot down a major Marvel Cinematic Universe bogey in Avengers Infinity War, thereby making itself a prominent box office record. The 2018 MCU epic has officially been overtaken by the former, making a major accomplishment. While the exact number are not available at press time, Maverick was recorded last week with 677.5 million against Infinity War's 678.8 million.
Did Top Gun get to it quicker than Infinity War did?
I'm not sure about the pace of it, but I mean, Top Gun is still just blowing through everything.
I still see people talking about going to the movies to see it.
Yeah, man. They've got like 10 show times at the AMC's where I'm at right now still every day.
And usually by now it's either the early show or the late show that you're catching.
Exactly.
Or you're watching it in like the shady dollar theater down, in like the bowels of your city.
Those are the best.
Yeah, man.
But Jedi Stumbling has an interesting theory about this movie.
Yeah, so after I went and watched Top Gun, I said something to one of my buddies, and one of my buddies, he's like way out there, and he hadn't even seen the movie yet, but he had heard this, and he passed it on to me, is that at the beginning, Maverick dies. His ship blows up. Like when he like lands in that diner, he didn't really land in that diner. He's dead. And the entire movie is a DMT trip, and he's like apologizing. He's like making his life. He's righting the wrongs in his life. Yeah. Like with Goose's son and, with the girl and his whole life, that you never know, man. He's out there. So
I'm about to switch to my car.
It's a possibility.
Get eaten alive by mosquitoes.
That's some simulation type shit right there.
Exactly. How would he have survived? What did he hit? Like Mach 10 or something, or he cranked it up over that?
Yeah.
How do you survive a crash and then another crash at the end? Like,
parachutes.
I don't know.
So it's really him on his deathbed.
Yeah, man. He's going from his conscience is going from here to the next level, and he's got to right his wrongs.
That's an interesting take on it. That makes me want to go now.
It's
dude, dead. You're dead, man. You're dead.
I don't know, man. It ruins the movie.
What?
You never know.
It ruins Maverick's triumphant finish at the movie. It really doesn't. I don't know. It's a cool theory, but I don't know. Somewhere someone's like, that's not going to make sense.
Exactly. Let me have my theory.
Damn it.
Hartman says that Tom Cruise wouldn't play a dead person. He's too alive.
I'm going to find Tom tonight.
There you go. I'm going to talk to him. Just stand in the room and go, talk to me, Goose, and see what happens.
Talk to me, Goose. Talk to me, Goose.
See if you can channel Olivia Newton-John tonight.
I was going to try Kurt Cobain.
Oh, that's a good one, too. It's just going to be Sam whispering in your ear, I've got chills and they're multiplying.
I see you.
I see dead people.
I think you're going to get something on your recorder, man. I really hope.
It'll be a fart, and I'll be like, what was that?
Ah!
The first time, I think I've told this story before, but I always talk about the ghost that's in my bathroom. So the first time I tried to be sneaky, I put my voice recorder there, but then I forgot. I took a leak. So when I was showing all these people, I was like, hey, I set my recorder in there for a while. Let's go over and see what it is. And you see it there, and all of a sudden you hear me taking a leak. They're like, what's that? They're like, are you going to the bathroom? And I was like, oh, shit.
That's hilarious. Somebody pissed.
Yes.
Hartman says, smells like my spirit.
So what do we got next?
Coming up next, we got DC has unveiled the first look at Doombreaker, a massively powerful new enemy with ties to Doomsday that Superman and his son Jonathan Kent will have to face in the Death of Superman 30th Anniversary Special Number 1. The synopsis for the story reads, a young Jonathan Kent finds out in school that his dad had died years earlier, as his parents never told him about that fateful day. In the midst of dealing with this emotional news, John and Clark must team up to fight a new villain connected to Doomsday called the Doombreaker.
Interesting.
It's just a massive four-armed juggernaut who's wearing Hulk pants.
Elastic
like
Man,
Doomsday.
his best friend.
Yeah. His new lover. He took on a lover.
I like it.
It just sounds like DC trying to make more shit to throw at a wall to try and sell some comics because they're floundering. But yeah, it's just like Eric Williams just said, back to the well.
Scraping that well. And next,
Hartman says that's very confusing to a person who doesn't do DC. Probably. Yeah, it's just them trying to up the ante on Superman and Superman's big bad. So who knows? Hopefully it allows DC to sell some books and do something. But
we'll sell at least one because never mind. I'm just gonna read it online.
Next up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles co-creator Kevin Eastman explains his problems with the second live-action movie. In an interview with CBR, Eastman talked about his love for the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film from the 90s and how he wished its sequel was on par with it. He says, I liked Secret of the Ooze, but I got back to what co-creator Peter Laird and I had an issue with back in the day, which was you don't need to make it more like the cartoon because it's such a great balance of having both. But they really felt the need to make it more like the cartoon. Cut down on those weapons, cut down this, up the humor, Eastman explained. We pushed hard for Bebop and Rocksteady to be brought in because it was really popular, originally inspired by the role-playing game in the cartoon series. Eastman continued, when we said, well, the Turtles universe is expanding, but it was done too fast. They wanted to get to the box office within a year, and I think another year it could have been even cooler. So basically, he's saying that's why there's so many flaws with Secret of the Ooze compared to the first one, because the first one is genuinely looked upon as the best Turtles film out of anyone ever made. And you kind of get an explanation of why everyone says, why not Bebop and Rocksteady? Why Toka and Razor? Well, there you go. You found out that they were pushing hard to get it into the theaters within a year of releasing the first one due to the popularity. So
I hate what he says about the newest one that had come out a number of years back.
Oh, the Michael Bay one?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's wiped that from his mind.
With a turtle cock?
With a big old turtle cock, yes. He's got the accessories and he's allowed to put different colored masks on it.
Oh, man. All right. What do we got next?
Coming up next, we got Marvel is taking things back to the 90s with a new series of variant covers celebrating Chris Claremont's upcoming Extreme X-Men series.
Dude, I love this cover.
Have you seen any of the other ones?
I just saw this one on Instagram today. I like it. I think I can't remember who drew it now. It's
Ryan Stegman.
That's right. Yeah.
That's a dope cover too.
If it came out this week, I was going to put it on the best cover of the week.
No, it hasn't come out yet. Here, I'll share some of the other ones here.
I'm going to have to pack up real quick and switch to my car. Getting chewed up alive. So, I mean, are you, is this with the continuing story, or is this going to be a separate Spidey story?
What? So it's just, these are just variant covers. So, each issue of the new Extreme X-Men is going to have a different homage or variant cover for it. So they've got the Spider-Man one there. You've got the Avengers 62 Extreme Marvel variant cover with Thor, looks like Thor, Phoenix, and Submariner. Or not Thor. Why did I say Thor? Blade. Jesus, Matt. Captain America, That's actually
That's
pretty
dope.
Captain America. Sentinel of Liberty #6. Extreme X-Men cover. We got Captain America, Symbol of Truth, Falcon one. Then we've got Captain Marvel cover, a Carnage cover, and have everyone's favorite Rob Liefeld Deadpool.
Yes,
I feel like
sir.
it's the same Deadpool he's used on like the last 5 books he's drawn for, with his massively tiny arm. I'm glad to see Liefeld still hasn't learned how to draw guns.
Never. Let's make these huge, blocky, futuristic, dumb guns.
And his massive cankle. Well, actually, that's a massive calf with a elongated ankle.
Well, with a calf that big, you have to have an elongated ankle. I mean, there's just no buts about it.
But like I literally feel like every Deadpool cover he's done in the last 5 years has been this exact pose: gun in the air, sword, and he's jumping. So that's for Deadpool #1.
The next one will be the left leg will be up and the right leg will be
right. Fantastic Four #1.
Yuck.
Ghost Rider.
That one's pretty cool.
#8. And then Marauders #8.
Nah.
Moon Knight's #17.
That's pretty dope looking.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I can live without it.
Looking a little Gambit-ish. Spider-Man #2. That's not very good. Strange Academy Finals #2. Thanos, that's a cool cover. Thanos Death Note #1.
Seems like Thanos is kind of like the Joker in a way. It's like it's a muse. People just like get inspiration.
Yeah.
And then
that's it.
That's it.
That's
nice.
It.
So far there's 3 covers I would really like to get. They kind of stand out above the rest. I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
So the variant cover, the variant series covers kick off November 2nd. So be on the lookout for all of those come November.
Nice. And then
IDW Publishing has announced that the hardcover collection for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin has officially landed on the New York Times bestsellers list and is officially sold out of its initial print run. According to the publisher, the initial print run of the hardcover, 60,000 units print run, and sold out within first 6 weeks of release. Fans who didn't manage to get a copy, however, will be in luck as an additional 100,000 units have been ordered and will be released in mid-September. When the series first premiered in October of 2020, it would lead to over 840,000 units of the individual comics being sold.
Are they using that Hive cover?
No. I just picked that one because it's one of my favorite Last Ronin covers.
Shout out to the Hive guy coming out with that badass cover.
Yes, sir.
That's the Hive comic variant right there?
Of issue 1, yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
So it was they had this one, and then they had a black and white version with red, like blood splattered all over the background, which is phenomenal.
Are those hard to get?
Oh yeah. They go for like probably $200-$300 on eBay now?
I don't even know what they're going for. I know that's how I found Hive was because of this cover. This is how I discovered Hive Comics, and I remember seeing this cover and going, holy shit, sending it to everybody. Look at this fucking cover. Ordered that shit right away. And now we're friends with the Hive guys. So they're still coming out with killer covers. So shout out to them.
And they're located in Odessa, Texas. Of all places. Is Hive Comics? I checked out their website. I think they're in Odessa, Texas.
Salt Lake City.
They're in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay, so a different one. Let's check this out.
Yeah, they're in James and Jonathan. I think James actually just moved, but they're originally from Salt Lake.
They're moving. Right on. I thought he said, wasn't he moving to like Tennessee or North Carolina or something like that?
Yeah, he just got a house out there in like North or South, one of the Carolinas. He just, I think him and his wife just found their house, just bought it actually. So hell yeah. Yeah, if you go to hive-comics.com,
Got it.
You should see all their cool covers that they've got.
Yeah, man, I'm browsing it right now. They've got some really nice comics. Some covers.
I'm trying to see what
Well,
their
they're-
last one sold for, but
Cool cover.
sold
Got it
items.
on my wall at home because it's that dope of a cover.
You've got this one on your wall at home?
Yeah.
You send it off to get it graded?
No.
Yeah, I've got that one and the black and white one, but I haven't gotten it graded either. Someone's got a 9.9 up for $500. So this cover, but the black and white last sold. It was 119 or best offer. They accepted a best offer. Sold on June 16th.
So it looks like people are keeping these in their collections.
Yeah, most of the ones that are selling are their number 5 Stan Yank high cover variant. That's what the most of these ones looks like they're pretty scarce. People aren't moving on these. But
Kind of just got so inundated with covers.
yeah. It's a super dope cover though.
It's probably one of my favorite comic covers. Like if we did a top 5, this would probably
it'd be right up there.
This would probably be 2 or 1.
There's a lot of super dope Last Ronin covers though.
Yeah.
Out there, but
this one just caught me. I mean, when I just saw this one, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I was like completely floored, and I was like, oh yes, do it. We got any more news, Matt? Fuck.
Next up, we got numerous Marvel first appearances, comics selling for over 6 figures. Within the last 60 days, Amazing Fantasy 15 CGC 7.5 sold for 198K. Fantastic Four number 1 CGC 8.5 sold for 228K. X-Men number 1 CGC 9.0 sold for 156K. As per the CGC Comics census, here's some other famous Marvel books that just sold for high values recently. Journey into Mystery 85 sold a 9.4 sold for 78K. Incredible Hulk 1 7.0 sold for 72K. And Incredible Hulk 6.0 number 1 sold for 55,200. Tales of Suspense 39 with 8.5 sold for 55,200. Daredevil number 1 graded 9.0 sold for 30,000. And then a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1 graded CGC 9.4 with a signature series label sold for $30,000.
Yeah, I bought that one because I knew that the world is ending in 7 years, so I figured to make some investments.
That's what you got to do.
Might as well go out with all my favorite comics.
Right? Buried with you. You're just going to huddle next to him while the world's ending.
Inside my restoring car. So it's just going to be my car, me, and then piles of comics, and then that's what's going in the ground.
There you go. With clutching Amazing Spider-Man 129, huh?
Yes. Clutching. Then someone could pry it literally from my cold dead fingers.
There you go.
Is that it for news?
BK said I picked up that FF with some spare change I had laying around.
Yeah, that's you just lift up your couch cushions and there's the money for it. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So let's go ahead and we're gonna get into talking about She-Hulk episode 1. Hold on.
What did you think about?
Let me pay my bumper, damn it. I worked hard on them.
I did it on purpose because I was hoping to start talking. You're going to cut them off.
No. This is a series that I have not started watching yet, and I know there's a lot of information out there on it, and I've tried to avoid it, but now I'm ready for any spoilers that come my way because I will watch it.
Matt, what did you think of episode 1?
I actually really liked it. I was pleasantly surprised by what they gave us. I was expecting something different. I kind of like the Ally McBeal approach they're taking with it. I like the start with the breaking the fourth wall. I'm okay with how they explained how she becomes a Hulk. I liked the Captain America talk, and I like that it was a little bit more adult because they're focusing on like Captain America's sex life, and I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to episode 2. Aaron enjoyed it as well, so I think that's a good knock for waiting for episode 2.
I mean, I just found it lighthearted. It wasn't like it. I think what I liked so much about it was just the butting of the heads of with Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just so funny. Like, he has this full like manuscript of everything he's ever done. She's like, oh, I can already do that. Meh.
Yeah. Which
at first you're kind of like Sam and I were talking about, and he was like, well, that kind of. Do you think that his thing was it kind of goes against like that struggle that Bruce had with being the Hulk? Like, she just goes, I'm not going through any of that. I can control it already. I'm good. I'm learning everything in a matter of seconds. Like, do you think that goes against like that buildup of like that true turmoil that Bruce had that he had to go through, like forever battling him being the Hulk?
I don't know if it goes against it, but I think like it's very much that like different people handle different things differently. So I think it was very much on that. Like who was Joe's Doolin just said, I enjoyed it, but I don't like how easily she mastered everything, made Bruce look lesser.
Yeah, and that's kind of what's getting at too.
I don't know if it makes him look lesser though, but like
But when you do everything better.
Yeah, but it almost made me feel like maybe there's always been that internal struggle with Bruce that he's had before he was even the Hulk, and like something happened where he's got that internal struggle, and she might not have that, so that's why when he became the Hulk kind of that manifested into the Hulk and took over. That's why he's kind of got that like somebody at the wheel mentality that she doesn't have.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't really bother me. Like I don't know. It made it feel like, all right, well, we're getting you through. And the show is very self-aware, I think, too, because like right at the beginning, she's like, "You're not going to pay attention to this lawyer show when you're sitting there wondering how I became the Hulk or a Hulk." So they just kind of like quickly went through it. You got the little training montage, and it just set you up where it gives you a spot to kind of pick up, and now you're going to pay attention to what they want you to pay attention to and what they want the show to be about.
I don't know how, without telling anybody, how she got that much time off work okayed.
Right? She's a lawyer. She can afford it.
Yeah, but you take that much time off work, you think they'd be letting you go.
I was in a car accident and I need to recover. But
they kind of brushed over that, like, because I mean, they made it look like she was out there for 2 days, but like, I'm sure she was out there longer.
Yeah.
So just the first episode is out right now on Disney Plus, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check it out when we get off here.
I mean, it's what, 30 minutes? It's a quick watch. It's
right. Yeah, it's pretty.
It actually goes real quick because it's actually paced really well. So it kind of just, you're not. It's not too long. It was like the perfect. The only part that was bummer with me is, what's her name is so hot, and they only gave her like 3 seconds of screen time. She didn't even talk.
Oh, and Jamila Giselle.
Oh, she's so hot.
Yeah, she just shows up and gets bounced out.
Get the desk.
Hartman says it wasn't said by Kevin Feige. Women can handle Hulk because they can put very annoying with feelings. Joe's Doolin says people look at it like Rey in Star Wars. Instantly awesome. Heroes have a struggle. Tony, Steve, Bruce, Thor.
But I guess we're going to see her struggle of trying to be a lawyer and still like it, and Bruce is kind of right. She's a superhero now in a sense, so she's gonna have to have that battle. So we haven't really seen her deal with anything yet.
Well, I think that and I think that struggle is going to be her maintaining her professional and personal life versus now the responsibilities that people are going to bestow upon her because she has like Bruce tries to do and bestow those responsibilities on her because she has powers now.
The other thing I thought of during this episode too was, okay, yeah, he made it clear that Tony had given him that house in Mexico and stuff. How does he pay the electric bill?
Right? He's a superhero, man.
Like, you don't work. He made that clear. Like, because he was telling her she can't go back to work. Like, does he have a GoFundMe? Like, how does he, like, that was a lot of booze they drank, dude. That's a lot of money.
A charitable donation was made in your honor by the Stark Foundation. Or maybe it's all like solar paneled, so he doesn't have to pay for electricity.
Booze. The booze scene. I mean,
the booze scene? Yeah.
How much booze did they drink?
Lots of booze.
He's got to buy food.
Yeah. Zaggy says he has an arc, and Tony made the arc reactor. So, and then TK says everyone in Mexico steals power.
So that's just what came to mind.
And I like that it let us know that Captain America fucks, and that he lost his virginity in the USO tour. So
yes, well, he's done it at least.
And I like the callback too to Thor Ragnarok with the Sicarian ship that shows up that they almost hit and they crash into the woods, and Hulk and Banner just brushes over that. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna have to deal with that." But
I mean, overall, I thought it was a good episode. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was. I thought this was going to be. I just saw that last comment. I thought this was going to be like, okay,
Zaggy. I mean, you could have an OnlyFans show as Big Green Bean.
I thought this was going to be something that was like, okay, I have to watch it. We're going to talk about it, type of thing. And then after I watched it, I was like, oh, I really like this. So I'm actually glad that I don't have to just suffer through to review it.
Yeah, and I think too, like we were saying, that they have Jamila Giselle. Can't pronounce her name, Jamila Giselle or Titania, dispatched so quick because I think this show is going to be more focused on her lawyering and focused on her doing that side of things versus actually fighting supervillains.
Oh, then that's going to tune me out.
I think it's going to be more.
I don't want to watch a 3-episode court trial.
Well, it's going to be more, Law and Order than. I think that's just the feeling I get. That it's going to be more Law and Order than it is superhero film, and I think the superhero stuff is actually going to be done by Daredevil, and that's kind of what his part is going to play in it. But
so he's do all the work and going to get the credit.
Yep.
Well, that sucks. I don't want to watch it anymore. Thanks for ruining it.
Sorry, I apologize. Hartman says they're going to do it with She-Hulk, and their dicks are going to be like a microwaved hot dog. Yikes.
So I'm hoping what episode 2 is. It's more the buildup of why she crashed through the courtroom.
Yeah. Oh,
because
Titania.
Right now it's pretty much for no reason.
Yeah. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to episode 2.
The person that's on trial more than, it wasn't directed at her. I'm assuming it's whoever was on trial.
Yeah.
Thank you for agreeing, Matt.
You're welcome. That's why I was brought on this show. It's just that was the one stipulation. Kyle's like, look, if we're gonna do a show, you just got to agree with everything I say.
I can be the yes man too. Yes.
I'm gonna get 4 more people on the show, and they're all just gonna nod their heads when I talk.
Yep. We're all gonna get I agree with Kyle t-shirts. Pete's making them right now.
I agree with Kyle on anything he says on SNS.
Yeah, and
I'll take one in purple.
Perfect.
One in purple.
We'll have you blowing a kiss. All right.
All right, let's do some comic book reviews. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Maybe Stumbling Jedi can talk for now. Let's talk a little Batman One Bad Day, The Riddler #1 by Tom King.
Holy fuck, I didn't like it was good, but I was like, this fucking book is not gonna end.
Exactly.
Like, holy shit.
I took a nap in the middle of it. I like laid it down, put my head down, took a little rest.
Took a little siesta.
A little siesta.
That was my only thing with it. Is it kind of like it reminded me of like one of the old HBO shows. It kind of dragged on. It gave you little points of, ooh, I need to keep reading, and then it would drag on. And then overall, when it was done, you were like, this was great. And I think this was Tom King being Tom King.
Yeah, so it was very much reminiscent of Killing Joke. If you haven't picked it up, it's very follows the same format, but it kind of ups the ante a little bit. You see a lot of Riddler's childhood and kind of what he went through in school with his dad being a headmaster and how he had to be the best at everything that he did. And even if he got one question wrong, but still got an A, it wasn't good enough for his father. So you kind of see that. What's that?
He spanked him at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
You kind of get that feeling that his mom's like a whore. She was just some whore that his dad was banging out.
Pretty much blatantly said it.
I know. But I kind of like it upped the game as far as the Riddler. Like it took the Riddler to new heights because instead of being that character that's just a joke, it unleashes his more sadistic side a little bit. And it comes out and says that he's the one that gave the Joker the information about Gordon and Barbara being home, and when he comes and shoots her in the Killing Joke, that he followed him and he gave that information to the Joker. The Joker did with it as he pleased, and he kind of tips his hand that he's been watching Batman the entire time. He knows about all of his Robins. He knows all about him being Bruce Wayne. He knows about his son, and
he like creepy watched him sleep.
Yeah, he says that he would go into his mansion and stand there while he slept, and like just very much so upped the ante and upped the game. And he uses it against Batman. He kind of gets that one up on Batman to where nobody's touching him. Like he's going around killing all these people and doing all this stuff. And it starts off with him killing just this random dude. He's got no connection with him, nothing. And it starts out with him just murdering this dude. And he basically says later on that he did it because he can, and that the longer Batman messes with him and gets in his way, he's just going to start killing random people, so that all these deaths are going to be on Batman's head. And I like it ended very much reminiscent to Killing Joke, where Joker's in the rain in the puddle, and then it goes black, and then this one, like Riddler's looking in a mirror, getting ready, and then Batman appears behind him, and then it just goes. The last 4 panels are just black. So
it kind of reminded me of Batman Reptilian. I think it was issue 1 when Batman shows up in the gangster's dreams, I believe. I don't know if it was his dreams or whatever, but Batman's always lurking in the shadows at the end of the episode, or the end of the issue.
Batman knows.
He knows. He's like the Shadow, but better.
But I thought it was a good read. Like I was like, oh man, like this is definitely, I could definitely see this being the like I said, the Riddler's version of the Killing Joke, where it gets referred to down the line more and more, kind of like Killing Joke has. Kyle's the one that told me that, and I didn't know that One Bad Day is going to have a bunch of villain variants. So it's like Riddler, and then they're going to do Two-Face and Penguin, and so there's going to be a lot of these one shots coming.
They're putting one out a month. So all the way till March.
I think the Penguin one sounds interesting. Like I think that could be really well done.
When's that one?
I don't know when that one comes out. I think that's actually the next one, so it would probably be September. But and I think they're all different writers too, right, Kyle? And Tom King's not writing each one of them, is he?
I don't think so. I mean, Tom King did well on this one. But like I said, it was like, oh my God, it's not done yet. Like you think it's kind of wrapping up, and you're just like, because I read it online, I didn't buy it, so I didn't know it was like 48 pages or 60 pages or whatever the hell it was.
60 pages of great. That's 64 pages of greatness or something like that.
Oh man, I was like, so I remember I was reading and I scroll up. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm at page 44. What the hell is going on?
Yes, October 18th is when the Penguin comes out.
Is that the next one or what's? Look at this guy. We need to get this guy in every week. He can be our Jamie. Like if you watch Joe Rogan, our Stumbling can be our guy behind the scenes that just researches everything.
Yeah, I'll just sit over here, be quiet, and look stuff up.
There you go.
So it's worth picking up. Pick it up, read it. What do we got next?
The next book we have this week is Daredevil 650. Did you read this?
Or Daredevil 2.
Or Daredevil 2. Did you read this, Kyle?
I did.
What did you think of it?
It's good. They're kind of changing Matt Murdock's story a little bit, but I think overall, I really like what Chip's doing with Daredevil, and they're making Goldie kind of a very interesting character. Like he's got this godlike status that he's deemed himself, and he's the reason Daredevil is who he is. He's the puppet master behind it.
Yeah, very much manipulating his history.
Yes, and I thought that was kind of it's kind of a cool angle. Like ever since college, he's been like molding and pushing Daredevil and Matt Murdock in a direction, and I just found that kind of interesting. Like he's killing and doing all this stuff to make Matt Murdock be Daredevil and continue as Daredevil and make Daredevil better. Like I like the puppet master. He's the strings behind the scenes.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same point, I'm getting this book kind of gave me like Tom King run Batman vibes when they announced that him and Elektra are engaged and they're going to be getting married and everything like that. And in this issue, it was that kind of threw me off a little bit. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that, but like you said, Zdarsky's doing a fantastic job on this book. And Goldie is very interesting in just the way it shows how he's manipulated some of the bigger events in Daredevil's life and everything up to this point. So it was definitely a good read. The first two issues of this new Daredevil run have been really, really good.
Oh my God. I've been chewed alive by mosquitoes. My whole body itches.
Joe's Doolin said, I like legacy numbering, but they've now made it a cash grab from Milestone Legacy than Milestone current numbering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of see that, but that's all we got for comic book reviews this week. Just 2 books. Moving on to the worst comic / best comic of the week.
It'll be quick.
Worst comic of the week this week, or cover, I should say.
It's brought to you by Flash.
The Flash 785.
Terrible.
That is a terrible cover.
A lot going on.
I haven't been catching up on or current on Flash, so I don't know if this actually has something to do with the story or something, but like the smoke coming out of his eyes and the weird leg and arm, I don't know. I'm just not vibing with it. And if this is the B cover, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, that is. I believe that is the B cover. The 5. Yeah, it is. It's the $5.99 cover, or $4.99. So $5. Yeah.
Pissed.
Yeah. I don't even want to call. I don't even know what you would call that, but it. I like how the head looks good and like the lightning bolt and stuff hitting the side of his head, but then you get into this just a long flat arm and the just weird abstract oblong legs, and yeah, I don't. It almost looks like he's like splitting worlds, kind of, because it looks like old time versus current in the way the cars are, and it's just a bad cover. Like you expect better art. Like I would expect like the A cover maybe to be bad, but the fact that this is a B cover.
Yeah, I'm not cool with it. So, but
Joe's Doolin said that cover was Azra-tastic.
Ezra?
Ezra-tastic.
Yes,
Azra.
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 Azra-tastic.
But moving on to our best cover of the week. I like this cover. It was it's both Daredevil covers, honestly. It's the A and B for Daredevil 2.
I loved the B cover. Like where he's got his sword and he's fighting that
one.
Yeah, that one. I love that cover. I just think that cover's badass. Looks like he's fucking in some shit right now.
Yeah, that is badass. But I also like this variant too, where he's leaping off the building and kind of looking at the woman. Well, I mean, not really looking at the woman, but looking at the woman and showering in the window.
That's a great cover.
Dude's a peeping Tom.
Right? Daredevil's a creeper.
Yeah.
What do you mean I have no sense of style? You're crazy.
A creeper, you can't even see her. So those are our covers of the week. And that's it. That's all we got.
That's it. That was short.
Yeah, an hour in.
I will say that, was it last week on this show or was it on AGP? It had to have been on this show, and you guys were talking about Samurai Doggy.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
Bro, I picked this up off your guys' recommendation. I was like, what's the worst that's going to happen? It's a good story.
Yeah.
Super good.
Yeah.
Super duper good.
Yeah, man. I picked that up, and then I had to get this dumbass cover today, man. Is all they had left, and I'm stuck looking at this.
Which one is that?
Batman 26?
Yeah. Fuck my life, dude, with this cover. The guy at the front kind of giggled at me, too. I was like, I guess I'm stuck with this one. He's like, that's all we got.
Well, you saw that night cover.
Yes.
Him in the pool fucking ripped.
They look so silly.
Yeah. Cool.
Bat Dad at the beach.
Hey, that's going to be you, man.
Yeah, one day.
Dad.
I'll never get that ripped.
Never know, man. Never know.
Batwang for life. So yeah, that's gonna be it this week. We'll have to have Stumbling On again when we have a normal length show. Because I feel bad. But
it was a good cut your teeth show.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed it. Thank you for having me on. You guys have provided me quality entertainment for several years, so it's my pleasure.
So we're gonna end it early tonight because Kyle's got to get to his ghost hunt. Kyle and Sam. We'll be back next Saturday, normal time, normal length show, ready to roll. But in the meantime, we do have 2 giveaways tonight. So we're gonna put them up on social media as well. But the way the giveaways are gonna work is just gotta make sure that you are subscribed to both the Absolute Geek channel and Renovision. Leave us a comment down below what comic book series you'd like to see us review more or take a deep dive in the comments in either social media or our YouTube pages. And we're going to pick 2 winners. One of them will win an Aftershock Ambassador exclusive of Samurai Doggy. Yeah. Those are hard to find. There are only 2 per store, and the store has to participate. They have to be an Aftershock partner store. So they're very hard to come by. I think they're going for like 35, 40 bucks on eBay right now. So you can win that. And also, we have a Batman One Bad Day, the Riddler Tom King variant signed by the artist Mitch Gerbs that I picked up today. He was doing a signing at a shop I went to. So
damn.
One of those will be given away to 2 lucky people. So yeah, just got to make sure you subscribe to both channels and comment below what comic book series you'd like to see us review or you would like to see us deep dive on. And yeah, those will be going to a good home. So,
and we would like to start doing top 5s again, like we did on Old School MCM. So if you guys got any cool ideas for top 5s, you can get with me at Kyle6479 on Instagram. You can message the Absolute Geek Instagram for cool ideas. And for every cool one, I'll do a giveaway. For every cool top 5 that we decide to go with, whoever gave me that top 5 idea, I'll send you something cool.
all kinds of giveaways. We're just like Oprah on this show, and you get a car, and you get a car,
And you get a car.
But
don't forget at Stumbling Jedi on Instagrams. Send me dick pics, and I will rate them 1 through 10. I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
You mean
that is not something you want to put on the internet because you're going to get just flooded with them now.
I can't wait.
You were just going to get flooded with them now.
Yes.
But all right, well, that'll be it for this week's episode of Saturday Night Special. It was a quick one. Glad everyone who showed up, all you in the chat. We love your faces, and we'll see you guys next.
Wait, hold on. Sam wants to say bye.
Oh, Sam wants to say bye.
You guys are going to freaking love this investigation when we get it up on Threshold. You guys need to check it out. This is going to be awesome.
Good luck, guys.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Good.
Catch us. We got
Can't wait to hear all about your ghost hunting next week.
Pottery making, you mean?
Yeah, pottery making.
Yes, sir.
And on that note,